they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God, it's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of money.
For real, let's not sugarcoat what Mike Tyson just did to Jake Paul. For him, this marks the end of the path. We could have put up with his relentless need to steal the show and his trash talk up to now. But when he humiliated Tyson, he went too far and ended up writing the death warrant for his own career. Yes, while he's been going about his business and pursuing popularity as though it were for sale, what he's done recently...
Teary-eyed. But, yeah, and then I wake up the next day and, like, have a phone call, like, with my lawyers for one of the lawsuits.
Folks, there's no turning back from this. Had he simply continued to face opponents who were the same age as him, such as Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney, perhaps his career would not be in such disarray. However, Jake is now paying the price for his decision to play with Tyson Canelo Alvarez, one of the big fish. You should not be shocked if you get bitten when swimming with sharks. Jake Paul, the controversial boxer who rose to fame on YouTube, too believed he could do anything, anytime he wanted, but reality quickly set in. Everything happened when Jake was having fun in his exclusive apartment, basking in the sun, and probably reveling in his sense of untouchability. He was unaware that the lengthy reach of the law would soon ensnare him from his small piece of heaven.
Oh, told you, pussy. Must be your first time out here.
The cops didn't even wait for Jake to return to the beach. No. Like sharks closing in on their prey, they charged directly for him, slicing through the waves. And when the US cops are engaged, there's no turning back. The very idea that he thought he could outrun them is almost absurd. In this society, not even the dead can elude the law, much less a guy like Jake Paul. The celebratory mood vanished as the police surrounded Jake. The laughs, the music, and the carefree atmosphere vanished in an instant. All that was left was the harsh, unforgiving truth that Jake Paul was dealing with a situation far more terrible than he had ever imagined. Breaking the law wasn't the only reason for the arrest. It was a dramatic event that began the end of Jake's larger-than-life reputation and was witnessed by the public. Jake Paul has been the person who seems to get away with everything for a very long time. This was different from his other pranks and scandals, which only seemed to increase his popularity. Jake was not in charge of the story this time. This time, it was him who was being pursued and overcome. In sharp contrast to the unstoppable, untouchable character he attempted to project, the sight of him being hauled out of the sea and surrounded by police is captured. That's when the facade came off, exposing a man who could no longer escape the repercussions of his deeds. What precisely is it that Jake Paul did that has everyone talking? Let me just get right to the point and spill the tea now. Not just any contract, but one that Jake went and broke. This proved to be the crucial moment, the golden ticket that sealed his much-anticipated bout with none other than Mike Tyson.
Contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
No problem. Saturday, July 20th. See you there.
That you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you.
Jake Paul's upcoming fight with Mike Tyson is in jeopardy due to a series of escalating issues. Tyson, renowned for his fierce reputation, has imposed stringent conditions for the match, including KO-only rules and random drug testing. These terms are designed to ensure a fair and intense bout, with no technicalities or interruptions. The situation is further complicated by public accusations from UFC President Dana White, who has alleged that Jake Paul uses steroids. Tyson, aware of the gravity of these accusations, has made it clear that he will not tolerate any unfair advantages. This adds significant pressure on Paul, who now faces the challenge of proving his legitimacy in the ring. Paul, who initially embraced a brash persona, is now struggling under the weight of these demands. The pressure is causing his confidence to waver, leading to rumors that he might withdraw from the fight. The notion of backing out is particularly striking given Paul's previous bravado. The situation reveals a stark contrast between Paul's public image and the reality of facing Tyson's rigorous requirements. As the fight approaches, the question remains whether Paul will rise to the challenge or succumb to the stress. potentially jeopardizing what could have been a defining moment in his boxing career.
They clowned me, they laughed at me my whole career. I've always been the underdog. Always. No one's ever believed in me, had my back. No one's ever, said I was gonna be the one. I was always, mid-level, mediocre, this, that, and the other thing. And boxing finally gave me the lane and the avenue where I was undeniable. Based off of how good and how hard I worked is how far I could get. And I think that's an inspiring story to anyone out there. But what can they say now? First of all, the biggest fight of the 21st century, up there with Mayweather-McGregor on Netflix.
The rumors about Jake Paul potentially backing out of his fight with Mike Tyson reveal deeper issues beyond a simple contract breach. Paul, who had built a reputation for invincibility, is now facing doubts about his courage and legitimacy. This situation is causing widespread skepticism among fans and critics alike. Unlike previous controversies that Paul managed with bravado and savvy PR, this fight was supposed to be his chance to prove himself as more than just a loud YouTuber. Instead, it's becoming a pivotal moment where his carefully crafted image is unraveling. Jake is attempting to change tack, abandoning his typical tough guy persona and adopting a victim role in an attempt to contain the damage. He is out there saying that all of these cases that are being brought against him are baseless. I am being sued for an act that I did not do. It's the most ridiculous thing ever, and I had to pay them a lot of money that I didn't even have to.
They're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God, it's just the most bullshit thing, and I literally had to pay them a lot of money.
Jake Paul, who used to boast about his wealth, is now facing severe financial trouble due to a massive fine from a contract breach. The amount is reportedly so high that even his considerable fortune might not cover it, leading to speculation he might need to use his family's money. This situation is a major blow to his ego, as his wealth once served as a symbol of his success. The irony of potentially losing it all is hitting hard, and his attempt to gain sympathy might backfire, further damaging his public image. In the boxing, where toughness and invulnerability are highly valued, displaying vulnerability can have a fatal effect on one's career. Once supportive fans may begin to view him as just another overindulged celebrity who couldn't take the heat, and those who criticize him, they're already making a ton of money off of this, portraying it as evidence that Jake Paul was never the real deal and was really an overconfident poser. Please share your opinions below. Do like the video. Thanks for watching, and will you next?
Jake Paul